In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to fully counter 44 cards in Clash Royale using only the Ice Spirit. We'll start with the commons and then increase the rarity throughout the video. So when the goblins are coming in, the placement doesn't matter too much. Just make sure to play it off to the side so that way the goblins don't end up killing it and the Ice Spirit's able to stop them easily. When the Firecracker's coming in, you're going to want to play the Ice Spirit in this position so you're able to get a nice and easy king activation while also taking out the Firecracker at the same time. This also works against the Evolved Firecracker, but be sure you place your Ice Spirit a little bit higher so that way her sparks don't end up hitting your tower on the other side. When the archers are coming in, you can easily go to the Ice Spirit off to the side, it'll jump on both of them, and it'll be enough slowdown for the tower to take them out. This also works against split archers, so if there's one archer coming down in each lane, you can simply just go for an Ice Spirit in the middle to distract both of them and take them out with ease. When the bomber's coming in, play the Ice Spirit far away from it. Since the bomber is able to kill it in one shot, you don't want to play it too close because then it'll stay alive long enough to get a shot on the tower. When the Evolved Bomber's coming in, play the Ice Spirit last second in this position to get an easy king activation on the king tower, and the bomber gets no damage on your regular tower. The minions are going to be fairly easy to counter. When they're flying in, you can simply just go for an Ice Spirit off to the side. Minions will fly towards it, and the slowdown will be more than enough for the tower to stop them. For the bats, if you don't end up responding, sometimes one bat will end up connecting to the tower, so you can kind of go for an Ice Spirit last second to ensure that you take no damage. And even though the Evolved Bats have more health, the Ice Spirit is still able to deal with them. Play it off to the side last second, and then the tower will be able to finish off the rest. The Fire Spirit does a ton of damage for only one elixir, so you're definitely not going to want to ignore that thing. Just go for an Ice Spirit before it reaches the tower, and you're going to be fine. Same thing with the Electric Spirit. You can get a king activation off of it, but for the sake of the video, we're doing it where you take no damage on your regular tower. And as you'd expect, the Ice Spirit is going to be able to deal with the Ice Spirit just fine. And it's the same exact thing for the Evolved Ice Spirit. The evolution isn't really going to help it at all. Ice Spirit's going to be more than enough. And for our last common, we have the Royal Delivery. This is going to be a very easy one to stop. You can just go Ice Spirit last second. Pretty much any position you want is going to deal with it just fine. Believe it or not, guys, there's only two rares that the Ice Spirit can take out with the help of the Princess Tower. One of them is the Heal Spirit, which is pretty much the exact same method you used for the other spirits. And the second one is going to be the Mega Minion, which you can easily stop by going for an Ice Spirit last second to the side or behind it, and then the tower will be able to easily take care of the rest. And now we're on to the epics. Let's start with the easiest one, the Barbarian Barrel. So when the Barbarian Barrel is rolling in, you can just go for an Ice Spirit last second behind it, and the tower will take it out super easily before it gets there. When the Hunter's coming in, you're going to want to make sure your timing is pretty exact. You want to place the Ice Spirit so the Hunter has to walk up to it, and then the tower will be able to take it out before the Hunter finally reloads and gets that shot in. When the Electro Dragon is coming in, you can simply go for an Ice Spirit towards the last second to the side, and you're going to get a massive positive elixir trade on it because the tower will be able to kill it. Against the Skeleton Army, your placement and timing need to be pretty exact, because if you mess it up, some skeletons will reach the tower. You're going to want to play the Ice Spirit as far back as you can at the last possible second, so you're hitting as many skeletons as possible. We're on to the legendaries now. When the Mother Witch is coming in, be sure not to play the Ice Spirit too far away, because then it'll give the Mother Witch enough time to turn it into a pig, which is not what you want. When the Fisherman's coming in, you can simply go for an Ice Spirit last second next to your tower. The Fisherman is going to end up pulling the Ice Spirit. The Ice Spirit jumps on and freezes it, and before the Fisherman can reel himself into the tower, he is already dead by then. Against the Phoenix, you can simply just play an Ice Spirit behind it off to the side to buy the Ice Spirit as much time as possible to distract it. The Phoenix is going to die in front of the tower before it ends up splashing and dealing damage to it, and the egg easily gets taken out too. The Electro Wizard's going to be similar to the Fisherman. Simply play the Ice Spirit next to your tower at the last possible second. The Ice Spirit's going to run up, freeze the E-Wiz, and before he gets unfrozen, he's dead. The Ice Wizard's going to be relatively easy to stop. Just play the Ice Spirit as far away from him as possible, kind of towards the last second, and then he's going to work his way up to the Ice Wizard, freeze it, and kill it. Lastly, we got the Magic Archer. He's going to be fairly easy to counter too. Just be careful with your timing. Go for an Ice Spirit off to the side before he ends up locking on your tower, and then before he gets that shot in at the end, he goes down. Alright, we are now on the last one that the Ice Spirit can counter with the Princess Tower. After this, I'll be doing all the ones that the Dagger Duchess can counter with the help of the Ice Spirit. So when the little prince is coming in, you want to play the Ice Spirit last second next to your tower. It's going to run up on top of the little prince, and before the little prince can shoot the tower, it is going to die. Alright, now we're going to do all the ones the Ice Spirit can counter with the Dagger Duchess. So the Dagger Duchess can pretty much counter all the ones with the Ice Spirit that the Princess Tower was able to, but she can do way more than the Princess Tower can, which is why I'm going to be showing those now too. So if the Knight's coming in, just go for an Ice Spirit backwards behind to distract it, and it's going to allow the Duchess enough time to kill the Knight before he gets a single shot on the tower. When the skeleton dragons are coming in, wait until one of them dies from the Duchess, and then simply go for the Ice Spirit on the one dragon, and it's going to be enough to distract it before it gets any damage on the tower. When someone plays a skeleton barrel, wait until the skeleton barrel breaks and the skeletons come out, and then go for an Ice Spirit to hit as many of them as you can, and it gets completely wiped out. When a minion horde is coming in, do what you would do kind of like for the minions when it's the Princess Tower. Go for an Ice Spirit to drag them backwards, and it's going to buy the Duchess enough time to take them out one by one. Now we're on to the rares. So when a Musketeer's coming in, just play Ice Spirit off to the side, and the Duchess will do the rest for you. And when a Flying Machine is coming in, just make sure to get an Ice Spirit down. The placement doesn't really matter all that much. When a mini P.E.K.K.A.'s coming in, just play an Ice Spirit behind it off to the side a bit to pull it backwards so it has no chance of making its way towards the tower. The Wizard is going to be similar to the Flying Machine and the Musketeer. Just be sure to get the Ice Spirit down to distract it, and then it won't end up making its way towards the tower. The Dark Goblin is easy to stop too, but just be sure to react quickly, get that Ice Spirit down to distract, and then the Duchess will stop it before it connects. And now we're on to the epics. So when the baby dragons coming in, just go for an Ice Spirit. The placement doesn't matter all that much, and the rest will get cleaned up by the Duchess. When the guards are coming in, you're going to want to kite them a tiny bit, so pull them to the side and backwards, and they're going to get wiped out with ease. Even if the Dark Prince is coming in and charging, as long as you play the Ice Spirit far back so it's enough to distract it and freeze it, it'll get taken out before it charges up again on top of the Duchess. When the Executioner's coming in, just get an Ice Spirit down fairly close to it, and it'll get cleaned up fairly easily. Even though the Witch spawns skeletons, it doesn't even really matter. Just make sure the Ice Spirit connects to the Witch and doesn't end up jumping on a skeleton, and you'll be fine. For the last epic, we got the cannon card. This is going to be really easy to stop, especially because of how slow it is, and when it pops and turns into a cannon, it doesn't matter because it's out of range at that point, so it gets taken out and gets 0 damage. Alright, now we're on to the legendaries. So when the Lumberjack is coming in, just be sure to kite it slightly because you don't want the Lumberjack to die next to the tower because then it would drop the rage next to the tower, dealing damage to it. Against the Bandit, be sure to play the Ice Spirit quickly after she crosses the bridge because you don't want her being able to dash, so then she dies before she has the opportunity to do that. The Inferno Drag is going to be a pretty simple one to stop. The placement doesn't really matter at all. You can just play it anywhere next to it, just backwards, kiting it a tiny bit, whatever you want to do. Kind of like the Witch, even though the Night Witch spawns bats, it is not going to matter. She's just going to get absolutely melted, and then the Ice Spirit is going to help clean up the bats that remain. Lastly, we got the Sparky. This is going to be the best positive elixir trade of the video because the Sparky costs 6 elixir, the Ice Spirit is only 1. What you want to do is play the Ice Spirit at the last possible second, right before it's about to shoot the tower, and then the Duchess is going to be able to kill the Sparky right before it connects to the tower. And lastly, we got the Archer Queen champion, which the Ice Spirit is easily going to be able to deal with. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe, and you can use creator code BOSS to support me in any Supercell game.